launching in different markets. So you have partnerships with many different markets or countries. That tends to have a couple of complications baked into it in terms of localization, language. So what have you seen to be, uh, you know, other challenges in that space as well? And how do you overcome that?
So consumer AR services, we think scale quite nicely. We're in 8 countries with exactly the same portfolio of apps,
Mhm.
you know, give or take maybe 1 or 2 that will work in one market, and or ones that we've sourced specifically for a particular country. Most of the apps are across, you know, Europe, the Middle East, North America, Asia. We don't have anything in Latin America or Africa at this time. But, you know, consumer scales, that's the good
Yeah.
news. Enterprise stuff, as you know, is very, very difficult to take even from one enterprise to another within the same market.
Mhm.
So that's a little bit more complicated. But we localize not only the Nonvoice Alive portal, but we actually localize all of the app instructions as well. So all of the app developers have given us a text file with all of the instructions and the pop-ups that come, you know, hold your phone here, scan your phone, you know, whatever the instructions are, because we think it's very important that those instructions are translated for each market. So we got all that text, and then we have the local representatives in each market, and they help us on the translation where we need it. So ultimately, you're right, the language localization, the pricing varies. You know, I could be anything from 50 cents per subscriber per month to $25 per subscriber per month for essentially the same bundle of services based on, you know, average revenue per user in those markets, purchasing power, etc. So the pricing will also vary on a market by market basis, as well as the language. But the beauty is we built this platform to scale. So if you give us one app with we have a proprietary non-voice API. It's a very simple thing, and all it does is authenticate. Look, the person is a developer within the Nonvoice Alive portal. So what that means is that everything is integrated together, and you unlock all of the apps with the same user credentials. So what happens is the developer is interested in having that additional promotional and marketing and commercial opportunity. They implement our API, and then they become part of the bundle, and then we launch them in all of those markets and all of those other markets to come. That's kind of how our process works.
Fantastic. To me, this sounds like this is like the dream in a way,
Well,
because you're solving so many problems for the app developers, but not only just for the app developers. I know from working, you know, in the 5G space in just the past year, that one of the biggest things for the telcos is the content. They need the content. So you are solving this chicken and egg sort of problem here, which is fantastic.
yes, I think that's why we've had a lot of interest from telcos, because you know, you mentioned it, you know, at the end of the day, there's all these AR glasses, and every day we hear about a head-mounted display, and, you know, there's this and there's that. There's so many announcements, but ultimately the developers are left to, you know, create content for each of these platforms. Well, as a neutral intermediary, what Nonvoice tries to do is support all of those different platforms. And then when a telco in the Middle East turns on, you know, the N-Real AR glasses, say, from China, that content is automatically available as part of the Alive portal. So ultimately, they get a pre-installed content library for every device that they launch, and every consumer that buys a device is going to get a library of content, you know, that they can use. So again, it is a chicken and egg problem, because no one will buy those devices without content.
Yeah.
And until a lot of people buy those devices, no one wants to create the content, other than the developers that just like doing, you know, technology really just to, you know, be at the leading edge. But we don't want the developers. That's why we call it Alive. You know, we want to make sure that it's alive. We want to make sure that the developer can earn money, because so many AR developers have, you know, been too early, or they've been, you know, laboring, you know, away, creating experiences, and maybe, you know, a platform like this may help them to, you know, to commercialize some of their apps and their ideas. So if we can do that and move the AR ecosystem forward, then I think it's a dream come true, Cassie.
Yes, absolutely. Now I want to ask you, you've seen a lot of the apps coming in. What are some of the, I wouldn't say most popular, but the ones that seem to be most widely used?
So it's a great question. I think that esports seems to be incredibly popular. You know, we have some esports apps that turn essentially games into competitions and leaderboards and automated, you know, prize pools and things like that. So esports is particularly, you know, popular, especially in Asia, Middle East. So yeah, I like esports. The thing that is the hottest thing right now is what we call NFTs, or non-fungible tokens. So you know, within Nonvoice Alive, you actually get an NFT every week for being part of the service. So, you know, we did a deal with Warner Brothers to launch the Matrix Resurrections, which is basically the new Matrix movie. If you remember Keanu Reeves and those, you know, people, exactly, you nailed it. Yeah. Like most things in Hollywood, you know, they're bringing them back again for another spin. And the Matrix 4 or Matrix Resurrections is actually being released in Thailand on the 16th of December of this year. And we have got all these NFTs, all these limited edition NFTs, and you get one free just for trying out Nonvoice Alive. So what has happened is all these people are getting on TikTok and the social networks and saying, look what I got, look what I got. I got this really cool NFT. So right now, because an NFT can be anything, whether it's a video or an audio file or a clip of some sort, you know, NFTs are very, very popular, and something that even an augmented reality designer or creator or artist, they can actually package their content into the NFT, mint them through somebody like us, and actually create a revenue stream from them. So yeah, esports, NFTs, the AR games, augmented reality games, are very popular, especially multiplayer. You know, if you and I are going to play, you know, basketball and shoot hoops, or if we're going to play air hockey against each other, you really need that low latency environment, you know, what we call mobile edge computing, or ultra wideband 5G. You need that strong 5G connection, because otherwise, you're going to get delays in the gameplay, and you're going to get a blocky experience. So again, those types of things really show off the need for 5G.
Ah, truly amazing. Now, I think anybody that's watching this, they'll probably want to reach out to you right away and sign up and get involved. What is the best way for people to get involved and start the process of working with Nonvoice?
Well, if you go to nonvoice.com and click on the developer tab, you'll see all the developers that we're working with, both consumer and enterprise. We have videos of all of the apps that we're working on, and we also have PowerPoint presentations and things like that. So that's a great resource. And there's a form you can complete as well as a developer to submit your interest. But other than that, just reach out to me on LinkedIn, Simon Buckingham Nonvoice LinkedIn, or follow our LinkedIn page, because we keep that pretty well updated. And we'll be delighted, Cassie, to work with innovative AR developers, large and small, wherever you are, anywhere in the world. Bring your innovation to us, and we'll try to distribute it for you and monetize it for you, and help you create a business from it.
Beautiful. Okay, before we go, I want to ask you one last question. Is there something that is in your mind, in your vision of the future, that maybe other people might think is crazy?
I think that the crazy ideas are there for the app developers. The real innovation comes from, you know, the coders, the designers, the people in the community. I see myself as a distributor of that innovation, so I wouldn't want to claim that, you know, I'm going to create those ideas. I think that that is for the wonderful AR developers that are out there to come up with those ideas, Cassie, and then I'm going to try and take them and get them marketed, get them deployed, get them monetized. So probably not. I can't think of anything too crazy that I would come up with, but I do believe that great things are going to happen in 2022 and beyond, and the AR space is just getting started, and we hope that we can bring some value to the market, and we look forward to partnering with everybody and hearing from you and working with you.
Beautiful. I think that was the best answer I've ever had from any of the speakers that I've talked to in the summit. So again, Simon, thank you so much.
It's my pleasure, Cassie. Thank you. Take care.
Alrighty, hope you really enjoyed that one. As mentioned, Simon says you could reach out to him directly. You can check out the website and see if it's something for you. Now, just want to close this session. We're going to be jumping in again in about 15 minutes here with Tano Bekwaba, talking all about his play to earn NFT metaverse platform. We'll see you later.